Okay, something a little different. Mazda Miata, this is a 2003 model. This customer came all the way from Fort Lauderdale, which is on the other coast, and south of us it's actually a little bit north of Miami, if you're trying to place it on the map. These cars are actually like a really go-kart type feel, sports car. A lot of people that own them absolutely love them. George included. He had one of these and he always has fond memories of this car. So it is here for a Racing Beat header and intake. We're gonna build a midsection for the exhaust. It's got a muffler, but the midsection apparently isn't very good. And he has supplied coilovers we're gonna put on it at the same time. And also he mentioned if we have time to do an oil change, and he has a magnetic drain plug he'd like to put in there. So a cool little car.
Religion uses, and it is the thing that holds the candle.
On the Miata, we're doing a header. You see the factory header, fairly small, into one, very small, and out to there. The new Racing Beat header is equal length. Primary tubes are larger, into a nicer collector and a larger front pipe. So help this thing breathe a little bit, get some more horsepower. Plus, looks really good too.
Alright, so next is the suspension. He supplied these Bilstein and I bought adjustable springs. They're set up by, I don't remember the name, but there is somebody that specializes in suspension for these cars, which is what he has used, and they're set up to his spec. So these are the back ones right here. So I'll go ahead and install the back ones first. Alright, new suspension is in. Go ahead, take my fingerprints off there. It's not a big deal, but you know what, let's put the logo facing out. These were actually marked by the company that built the suspension for him. It's got his name and the tag of which one he wants where. So I'll go ahead and put that out there too. But that's pretty nice of it. So here's the front one installed. It's still got to be adjusted. And again, we'll put the ladders facing out. You're not going to see it once the wheel's on it, but you know, if it does look through the wheel, it's always kind of nice to make things, you know, face you, and you can see that someone's took some time to put them on. Okay, intake is on and header is on. I see the nice little blue logo that George highlighted there, but it kind of stands out, makes it look a little better. And again, note that the clamps are facing the same way. If one's one way, the other one is that way too.
See? That's the front. That's the back. And then that's the back. Now this one. Hold that back. There? Yeah. Okay. And the front. Those little marks on there? Yeah. It's within one. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit higher in the back, which I like. It looks right.
But it's only one little mark.
Yeah, it's just one.
And they're only about,
yeah, I mean, looks good to me.
Yeah, I like that. Let's
Yeah.
for that.
Good.
So we've got to modify this header. If you can really tell the lower part of it, you can see the angle there compared to the frame. It's angling down ever so slightly. Like it drops half an inch, and then when the cat is connected, because the accumulative error, now the cat is right on this brace. So I'm going to try to adjust it, make some changes to it. So this is the muffler that came with the car. He installed it. It didn't fit right. It was all the way up in here. You kind of see some rub marks. This was pushed up in here, and this was angled down, and then the tip was touching the plastic here. It was pushed up in there. I don't know why it didn't fit with the factory piping. This is the exhaust piece that came off. It's pretty short. There is the catalytic converter was on here. We're reusing the cat and building this back section. I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see the racing beat header right there. It goes into the cat, and then we're building this part here. In fact, it's pretty much done. You can see it's 100% stainless. We're using stainless flanges, and it has a little resonator right there. It's almost in the same spot as what the factory put it, which is usually in a good location. If the factory's put it there, it's not just about space and hey, there's a hole, let's put a cat there. It's actually usually designed for the sound wave. See a little bit better here. We've got some wood in here. Typically do that for spacers, that way as we're working around it, we know we at least have the space of whatever thickness of wood we're using. But this is the back section of the muffler. So now we've got the mufflers level. Still not really excited about it because see the muffler is offset. See this muffler here, we should get that and go and put it in the middle. But that's the back section he supplied. He likes that. I would have done that different, and that pipe coming down an angle, I don't like that either. The muffler I would have chose, first off, it wouldn't have been a round muffler. I'd have done a CRX style muffler, which is the long flat one. I would have done like a 10" by 4.5" Ooh, pipe there. Watch out for that piece of pipe. That way the muffler would be up a little bit higher, but it would also expand across the back of the car.
You see it's not center. If you do that,
yeah, you can see that. Actually, we need this closer to get really,
yeah.
If you want to get really
Yeah, you see that?
accurate, yeah, you see it's about a millimeter, maybe 3 millimeters off.
Yeah.
Until you get further away, then it turns into like an inch.
Yeah.
So it's going to look good. What we do will look good. The muffler is now level this way. I mean, the muffler was like this. So it's good now. Let's go ahead and get a tack weld on there. Make sure everything's good. And then we'll weld this up. See how much better our welds are when we can actually see what we're doing? That ESAB helmet makes a world of difference. There's a lot less guessing and a lot more, hey, look how cool it looks.
I just took it up and get that screwdriver out. It's up in there.
That is a really convenient spot.
It is. Under the intake manifold behind the alternator bracket.
And then there is a, yeah, that bracket under there is going to collect the oil and distribute the oil evenly throughout the whole entire car. And this is all metal.
Yeah.
A plastic cover doesn't allow any access to it, right?
Doesn't look like it. No good access anyways, if anything.
I almost dropped the camera.
Don't do that.
It's got an aftermarket radiator and it's got the oil cooler lines that of course you don't need on a manual transmission.
Yep.
Nice. Alright, the Miata's coming along pretty well. Still got a few more things to do. Still finishing up the exhaust. Look how dark it is outside. It's actually hard to tell with the camera. It's 6 o'clock. It looks like it's 9 o'clock out here. And the cooler weather's coming in. Alright, so now we're set at the height we are happy with. It's got fresh oil in, it's got the exhaust, it's got the intake. Let's go ahead and get the first startup sound clip. We'll see what it sounds like on cold start. This is what you're going to hear when it sits in your garage overnight. It's up to temperature now, so let's get a little sound clip of the exhaust. Something that a lot of people always ask for. We never seem to get it. Go ahead, give us some RPMs. Yeah, it's got a pretty good sound. That's nice and smooth without being too loud.